Simon & Schuster Audio presents Anytime, Anyplace by Jennifer Probst. Read by Madeleine Maby and Sebastian York. Prologue. Raven Bella Hawthorne watched the casket drop into the ground. The rain caused the hole to look slippery, almost like a mud hill. When she was younger, she probably would have looked at the slope as a great adventure, letting out a big war-type chant while she hurled herself down over the edge as if it were a giant slip-and-slide. She'd climb out with a big grin, mud crusted on every part of her body, and her father would shake his head and try to scold her. Meanwhile, his dark eyes would glint with laughter, and Raven would know she wasn't really in trouble. But now, her father was in the hole. She'd never see that sparkling humor, or hear his deep belly laugh, or listen to one of his lectures in that gravelly voice that reminded her of a big papa bear. Because her father was dead. Aunt Penny squeezed her hand, but Raven hardly felt it. The cold chill of rainwater seeped into her skin, and her soul, burrowing deep inside and making a permanent home to rest. The crew of men in black suits with bowed heads recited a prayer as the casket disappeared for good. People threw roses in the hole. One weeping woman clutched her rosary. The priest concluded the prayer service, telling Raven and everyone else not to grieve, because Matthew Albert Hawthorne was in heaven with the angels, and was finally, mercifully, at peace. Raven stared at the priest, at the mishmash of distant relatives she barely knew and friends who seemed more focused on the scandal surrounding her father's death than on her. No, other than Aunt Penny, she was truly alone. And she didn't feel grateful or happy or humbled her father was with God. Instead, Raven was filled with rage. Her beloved father, who had been her entire world, was a liar and a cheat. The man who dragged her to church on Sundays and lectured her on saving her body for love and being kind to others, and always believing she'd accomplish great things in this world, had abandoned his only daughter to run away with another woman, a stranger. If it hadn't been for the red light, her father and that woman would be in Paris, building a new life away from their children. Instead, they were both dead, lying in the cold, damp ground while
Sample complete. Ready to continue?